Yes.
We're back now for the Lounge Live Saturday morning.
Yes.
I thank you to Pastor Ross Myrie. Normally we kind of open up, and it's a new audience that's joined us today, and I want to thank them. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome KOSR Radio San Francisco.
Yeah.
Bay.
Yeah.
Sorry about the championship.
Well, yeah. Am I really?
Yeah. Don't hate. Give them their props.
Welcome to that, obviously, to my family, WR in Bethlehem. We thank you for everything you've done to make that connection happen. And obviously, our home base here in New York, DSN Network. You know, we try to be everywhere. 950 Lounge live. 950 Lounge live on our website, www.950lounge.com, or our app, 950 Lounge. Still just on Android.
That's
but
what
I'm
we do.
just saying. We had a week off, guys. I mean, last week, Rodeo was taking videos on a speedboat.
Yeah.
I almost lost my phone.
And I thought he lost his balance.
Yeah.
We actually saw somebody lose their balance and jump in the water, but that won't say their name.
Yeah.
But how was your
footage.
week? The week off, Just what did you do? I know you didn't have no more Dramamine, so you couldn't hit the water.
I ain't hit the water. I stayed home and slept.
Smart,
Relax.
man.
Took the weekend off.
Triple sitting with us, and you started Just Show on Tuesday. Old School
And
Chronicles.
shout out to that. Definitely, I want to say thanks on behalf of that because it was definitely groundbreaking. Appreciate you guys
Well,
coming
no
in.
doubt. We
helping do
950
what we
light
do.
and 950 joint, and we're all about Old School Chronicles Tuesday,
That's it.
8 to 9, DSN Network.
What it is.
We lived it.
Yeah.
You know?
Definitely did.
Backstage, Ed, and how was your week off? I know you probably was torturing neighbors and kids who dropped candy wrappers in front of your
Fireworks.
doorstep.
Get your fireworks off my property.
I hear you. That's what's up. Obviously, I want to touch on what Pastor Ross on, and I want to go around the room, and everybody's got their opinions. Backstage, Ed, I want to start with you. We were here obviously 2 weeks ago. None of this had even transpired. It wasn't we didn't know who Alton Sterling was or Philando Castillo. We didn't know who these people were. None of this was happening. These guys are still breathing in the land of the living. Your thoughts on the transpirations of the last 2 weeks?
It was very crazy because if you think about it, I mean, you look at it like I was saying that Monday night. We look like we're just moving backwards, like how we're going in time, like backwards back to the 60s and 70s with the civil unrest, and then the craziness of all the media, and also with the Republicans and Democrats races and stuff like that. It just seemed like we just went back in the middle of time.
Right.
And with all this cops going around shooting people and then trying to play it off and say that it wasn't us, it wasn't this, it wasn't that. He had a gun, we was fearing for our life. You can't keep saying that all the time when you got a lot of video that just keeps showing up every time. We got to change.
Your thoughts?
I mean, for me, I'm just gonna say it's become the fear of uncertain, straight all the way around, because it's like you can't be here, you don't know where it can happen anyway. You could be just doing this, you could be sitting down, and it's just happening, man. It's not good no more, man.
Rodeo?
Well, there's a lot of things you could say about the past weeks, but even years. But because of now, everything is on social media. This has been going on for years, but now everything is on social media. Everything is coming to light. So I'm not surprised of all the flack and now what's coming out. But I think it's good it's coming out, because I think too many things have been hidden for years, and it finally has to come out. We can't solve this in months. We're going to have to solve this in years, because this is thing been going on since the beginning of time, especially in the United States. So,
Classic.
I don't know how to take it sometimes, because you get dull to the situation. But in the world, in the last 2 weeks, we've lost over 100 and something people. Just take that into consideration right now. Between Turkey, Nice, 7 police killed, 2 black men killed, over 100 and something people who were living a week ago are now gone. That's just crazy. I've never seen a week or even 2 weeks of my life where 100 and something people died in just random events of craziness. You got cops getting killed who didn't do anything. You got black men being killed who were assumed they were doing something. You have people who were celebrating a new year having a truck going 20-something, 50-something miles an hour, running into them on purpose.
Yeah.
We have people getting shot at by helicopters by the government. Cool. Like I've never seen in 30-something years of life anything this crazy and absurd before in my life. And we have to take a moment just to take a breath and really stop thinking about us and start thinking about each other and that person next to you.
Well,
That's very
it's
true.
prophesied in the Bible. I mean, I don't want to get biblical, but you look in your Bible, it says wars are going to happen and people going to be against each other, and this is what is happening. You know, you got scientists that say, nah, that's not true, but it's prophesied.
I mean, my thought behind it is my grandmother, our grandmother, rest her soul, once told me, you know what, people sat and got bit by dogs and got thrown hot scalding water on, and kids had to be escorted to go to school so you wouldn't have to. People marched and people lost their lives to vote, and people lost their lives to live in certain neighborhoods so you wouldn't have to. You know, people did things, Ross versus Wade, Supreme Court, people did things, sacrificed justices so you wouldn't have to. If we closed our eyes and we changed the music and we changed the technology, in certain ways we're back in those times.
Yeah.
We're still marching. We're still being brutalized by police. We're still having the high jail rate.
Yeah.
We still have
Segregation.
We
Yes.
still have unemployment. And again, I question. I sit back and I question sometimes people around me who, okay, yeah, you know, KP, you're great. And, you know, again, I won't mention it, not in this circle, but in other circles I'm in. And I ask myself, wow, you really don't know me.
Right.
You know, you really don't have a clue. And then I shouldn't be surprised, but I am. And I think that's what a lot of black folks are dealing with right now. A lot of black and Hispanic folks are dealing right now. Is that, wow, I thought you knew me. I thought we were beyond that. But when something of issue comes out, then the covers of the scab is ripped off completely. Now it's about, well, maybe you didn't see the video before Philando Castillo got shot. Maybe he pulled out. You don't know what Alton Sterling did. He's a pedophile. He was. It's all these things that come out, and I'm like, what are you gonna believe? Your lying eyes?
This is like a more.
You know,
you know what?
what are
They'll
you gonna
touch on
believe?
that.
But you know what it is? It's mostly because of within the media nowadays. In order for them to continue to do what they keep doing, they got to victimize. They got to criminalize the victims.
That's what I was
They got to
gonna
go
say.
around and make them. They got to find bad things on them and put it out. And the sad thing is, the ones who's doing it to them, you don't hear a peep about them having bad things about their records and stuff.
But even beyond that, Ed, and I, you're right.
You're
The
absolutely
media
right.
does show their own narrative because the media has to sensationalize stuff. Back in the days, to be on the newspaper, the Inquirer, because that's it before social media. That's how you got your hyped up
Your
news.
big break.
Right.
Yeah.
But in 2016, we seeing people get killed. So obviously that's not me. That's us. We're seeing things that we have the ability to record with these. So we can't blame the media. And I don't necessarily even blame them because they're going to do what they got to do to get listeners, to get people viewing their networks because they want more advertising. It's about money. We have to, as people, I feel like, you know what, for the first time in a long time, and you mentioned about maybe in a negative, this being broadcast as a positive, because I'm seeing people for the first time say no more.
Yeah.
I mean, we can go back, we can rattle off names for 30, 40 years of the amount of time we've been on this earth and rattle off names of police brutality or killings or unjust non-convictions. But for the first time, something has clicked with people that I'm just not going to take it no more.
Yeah.
Maybe we hit a wall.
Yes.
Maybe because it was exposed, so the level was exposed. Rodney King was videotaped getting beat, and I mean we had riots and stuff like that in L.A. and some parts of New York. But I don't remember having this type of sense of like I'm done.
Well, yeah, in Turkey, the people try to take over the government. They fed up,
The
army tried to take over the government.
and
But
this
if
shows
you notice, it's all done at a faster pace now. It's
Right.
even more faster than ever.
Right.
I mean, you
But the world
click
is
of an eye,
fast.
boof. I
Right.
mean, but it's like boof. It's like boom.
Right.
You turn around, you hear, you doing something else.
it's happening overnight.
Breaking news.
You
Breaking
wake
news.
up,
Breaking
yeah,
news.
It's happening
I mean, I'm
overnight.
doing something constructive, being something right next to you know, boom, breaking news. Boom. So
Yeah.
happening.
My buddy
It's
Liz Black
really
said no
bad.
more breaking news, and I
That's
agree
it.
with her on that. Well, you know, again, for our KOSR listeners in San Francisco, we welcome you. Our show is more of a levels of life. You know, we try to have a good time. Royal's a comedian. Triple OG sits in backstage is, him, and Classic does his thing. But we try to entertain you. We try to give you levels of life, layers of life, where we talk about relationships and family and political things.
Yeah.
But we just, after being out a week, we just could not sit back and go back to the regularly scheduled
Just let
program.
this go down.
And we had to come and touch that. That's why we brought in Pastor Ross Myrie here from the Bronx, New York, to kind of touch on that heavy. So please be warned. We're not. This is not Bill O'Reilly, the black version. But we had to touch that. I think hopefully you appreciate the fact that we had to go strong. And even for our WRN and 1620 AM listeners in Bethlehem, this had to be said.
True.
And on the lighter note, I
agree.
love what the pastor said there. The kids were disrespectful. They take them out in the back and hit them with bricks.
They said stone them.
Stone
Stone 'em.
we wouldn't even have drug deals. No, we had people selling stones.
We
No,
wouldn't
I
have
got,
any
I got,
jails.
I got these
Remember, he was
stones for you.
hold
I
up,
got these
though.
There
stones
wouldn't be
for
no
you.
drug deal. We have
But hold up,
people
remember,
selling
he was a
stones.
triple OG. He did tell y'all that in the beginning.
They
What'd he
say,
say?
he said
He
he's
is
an
an
OG.
OG.
I'm an
In case
OG.
you didn't forget, he's one of me. So let's get it
So you
right.
at the pulpit too, bro?
Come on now, but I'm
I saw
not.
you in the pool the other day with 3 models.
You never can tell. You know what I'm saying?
So
I'm
that's
all
another,
over the world.
that's another
Exactly.
guest on crossover to your show.
Exactly. Segment.
What's that show that you watched? The pimping in the pulpit, the preachers.
Oh, that's Magic Don Juan.
Yeah.
Wait, Magic Don Juan's in the pulpit now?
Well,
You should have just said Don Barron.
Oh man.
So we got a great show today. We got model and entertainer Ms. Zima Orr. She's be coming at 11 o'clock hour for our question of the day segment. You still haven't decided where we're gonna go with that.
Yeah.
And,
Stay
we
tuned.
also have, in our third hour, I know for some of our audience, she won't be around for our third hour. But you can always catch us on
Yeah.
on YouTube.
Yes.
The clip, the cast of Let's Go, a new reality, I guess, web series that launches this week, and the cast members are in town. They'll be here for our third hour. So, take another break backstage.
Yep.
We'll take a quick break. Going to kind of exhale a little bit from our conversation.
Moose.
And,
Come back to
and put
life.
together the
Gonna
show
put the
that
fun
we
back
always
in.
know. It's Not Free Lounge live on the Saturday. Welcome aboard, and we come on back.